emphasizing on technology, but that's not the right thing to do. What is thing to be done? Purpose of being on the planet has to be aligned to why you are here on the planet. Do you want to be a doctor, medical professional, or you are here for creating inventions in the world? Choose an industry, get married to that industry, stay in that industry. Trust me, I've been talking about this thing for 25 years. Don't move around from industry to industry, because then you will be irrelevant. You would not have enough depth in that domain. Technology will come and go just like yogurt that only lasts for a few weeks, but the domain depth is like wine. Project management will complement that. So what is your biggest concern about navigating today's professional landscape? That's what I teach. But Seema and I, when we teach the class, we take you to journeys in different aspects of facets of your life, your personal life, professional life, people around you. How will you change their life? And that's what we have done. Can you go, Seema? So let's get on to the next slide. You must be wondering. You must be wondering: is PMP certification is the only thing? Let me tell you, if your cousin just graduated, he's not able to find a job. Trust me, guide them, coach them, and tell them you don't have to wait like you and I 15 years to get into project management. They can get into project management right from out of the college time. And we offer those programs. It's called CAPM, Certified Associate in Project. Of course, PMP is the gold standard, but program management is for those people who have at least 10 years of managing projects and programs. I tell you, in this session, I'm sure there would be a couple of people who might have enough experience. Skip the PMP certification altogether. Get directly to PGMP. You could do that. So there are various options. Talk to us when we have the clarity call, which I will ask my team to provide you that. So doing the right thing, that's what project management talks about. Program management talks about realizing the benefits. Doing the right things is the portfolio level. So doing the right things from a strategic perspective is all about making choices. Program management is all about prioritization and benefit realization. And project management is about getting things done. That's more on execution side of things. But but what you see is once you get into project management space, then you get to PMP, you see 1.5 million certified project managers are there. But it's strikingly what you will notice that there are only less than 10,000 people who are PGMP certified, and then PFMP are only less than 3,000 people. So what is the problem? The problem, the biggest challenge in the profession is there is no coach, there is no guide, there are only trainers sitting out there who just mug up things PMBOK and they dump the PMBOK formulas and content on the people, but they don't understand what is going in the industry. And having been established, having been building the ecosystem for project management in the country, especially India, I spent 10 years for that purpose. Seema and I, we moved our family to India for 10 years because I knew that in the absence of continuously being there, you cannot bring the transformation. Yeah, let's move on, Seema. Look at this. This is very interesting. There was this gentleman who sat in my class. Read this, what he said. And he said on December 5th, and he's talking about 16 years back when he took my class. I want to reach out to you for PMP training in Delhi. Many years back, I attended your session for PMP to fast track. It was a good program and helped me a lot. Later on in my career, now I need it for my team. Who the gentleman is? He's the CEO of a large engineering firm which makes tunnels in these days. They are making tunnels in in mountains in India, and where they all the highways they need to go through different terrains. That's where they build the tunnels. He's the CEO, and for him, we came up with this solution for the entire team. Can you beautiful this roadmap has been created. If you look at closely, that bottom layer is talking about value, purpose, why do you exist, and then the circle is value now framework. That's what our framework is. On top of that, we have put different layers. So let me start from the outer layer. So everybody in the company has gone through PM for everybody. So PM for Everybody is a program where we teach, coach, mentor that your alignment of every individual in the company, including your peon, to office boy, to everybody in the company, has to think in a projectized manner, because we don't have all life to sit on things. We have to process work every single hour. How do we become very productive, aligned to the ethos of the company, the leadership, accountability, ownership? And then, of course, you need to monitor, evaluate, collaboration. All that has been, we teach in 2 days training, actually. We put a layer of that. It's like this: you want to train, you want to paint your house, you put a primer, and that's the primer. We call it PM for all. So we take it PM for project management for all, PGMP. So from PM for all to PMP, 10% people get to PMP. Then out of that, 10% go for PGMP. Out of that, about 10% go for PFMP. And we bring the layer for the certification across the entire company. So we do blanket rollout for certification and culture change in the company. Look at this. You have not probably seen for a long time this kind of a picture. I taught first batch in 2002. Two people attended, and I ran a class in Karnataka Vidhan Sabha. 400 people sat, the leadership of CM's office, and everybody was there, part of my class. And that was in 2007. So we lead complete transformations. And this is what people would say. So let's see what this gentleman has to say. Rakesh Pandita Sab, what he has to say. Can you roll the video, Seema?
It's been 15, 16 years back that we met for the first time, and the impression was so strong that I remembered him after 16 years, and finally we could reconnect. 2009, I thought of looking for something to improve my project management skill. What was most impressive about the program was the content certainly was, but the person was more interesting. After 15 years, I was sitting with my team, and we'd been talking about having a project management primer for our team. We found Mr. Giri on LinkedIn, and I think within 10 minutes he replied. They curated a program for us. We conducted a 2 day PM for all program. My feedback was people gained a lot out of that. So, and we intend to do some things together to improve basically improve the skills of people.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Seema, you want to take it up from here, or oh, this is my actually section. Sorry. Hey, why are you considering the PMP certificate to begin with? Can we run the poll, guys? Why? Why PMP? Remember Golden Sinek? Why is more important than how and what? Once you know the why, how will come much easily. Can you run the poll?
It looks like there's an issue, so we can just write in the chat. What is your primary reason for taking the certification?
So let me give you some insight. Let me give you some perspective. It could be, hey, I want to gain on some skills so that I can take a more responsible role. Oh, it's here. So look at this. Guys, poll is right here.
Is it to boost credibility, better job opportunities, transition into project management role?
And you would not believe, guys, I remember in 2006, 2007, 6, 9, in all those years, IBM used to have a program where before the year end, the allocation of the people's benefit for getting certification of PMP will disappear for if they did not complete before December. So we'll get flooding of people coming for PMP certification from IBM those days. So what is the so we got the answer to this one. Seems like to boost my credibility, that's a good cause. To qualify for better job opportunity, 43% people say that. That's great. I think this is the two best reasons for you to considering, and welcome to this session. We would try and do our best to get you aligned and make sure you are able to achieve it. Well, this is nothing but a golden certification. Have not lost its shine for last 26 years. As I got mine in 99. And I could never say that there have not been a single day when I talk about confidently and share the wisdom which I gain, and it keeps getting better and better and deeper and making so much impact globally. Wonderful. What people are looking for, how PMP certification meets that. So PMP employers are looking for professionalism, and PMP certification gets that. People are looking for employers looking for predictability on project success. A risk and improve outcome happens because you go through PMP certification. You develop, you hone your leadership and collaborative capabilities, and you hone your power skills actually. And with the PMBOK 20,
தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டியா
you know,
இவ்வளவு நேரம் காசு எடுக்குதுக்கு உங்க அப்பனுக்கு
yeah. So guys, can you just
தான் காசுன்னு
go,
வரும்போது மட்டும்
Nandini ma'am? Okay, great, wonderful. So Agile is a new thing. It's been introduced on the last version of PMBOK. That's a beautiful thing. That's awesome because now the world which you are born, you have a very different world. Even change is law of nature, but change we are living in is called hyper change. And forget about hyper change. We will be talking about disruptive change, which is happening. And it's those times, the only thing matters, only thing. The people say, uh, if you don't leave your Harvard, you will never discover new continents. And that's where you need to take a little bit risk and leave everybody's behind and just think about how can create a differentiator. So I will ask Seema to lead this session where she will talk about how do we people get on the PMP certification journey.
Okay, let's talk about the roadmap. So step one is to really get your 35 contact hours. That is by a professional training company like similar to us. And then once you get the 35 contact hours, you can fill out your application form with PMI directly, pmi.org. We support you during that process as well. Once you complete the application, it takes about 5 to 10 business days to really to get approval from PMI. Once you get that approval from PMI, you can then schedule your exam date. Once you schedule your exam date, you can now take it from home or go to a center. I highly recommend you go to a center because of internet connectivity issues. So while you are waiting for your exam date, you prepare for the exam, take your exam, and get your PMP certification. So we really have to be mindful of the time that you fill out your application because it takes about 10 to 15 business days for them to do the approval. And that can take a little bit, sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it takes less. So it's good to get that out of the way. The application filling process takes a little bit of time there. So let's go over what are the prerequisites. So there's two ways to get meet the prerequisites. The first is to have a bachelor's degree and a minimum of 3 years or 36 months of unique, non-overlapping professional project management experience. So that means that you cannot, sometimes some of us are working on multiple projects at the same time. So they have to be ones that you have completed in a linear way, completed one project and then started another one. You cannot count the ones that are overlapping projects that you're working on. And the other is if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you can have a high school degree or an associate's degree, plus a minimum of 5 years or 60 months of the same unique, non-overlapping project professional experience. And you should be in a position of leading and directing role. Now, for both of these, you can use any projects that within the last 8 years. And the second way of meeting the requirement is if you have a CAPM and you want to go to the next level PMP, you just need the 35, you either need the 35 contact hour formal education or a CMP certification. If you have your CAPM certification, You don't need to get, again, the 35 contact hours. So that is the prerequisites. Now let's talk about what is covered on the exam. So the project manager really works to balance these competing constraints, right, on the project with the resources available to them. They have to perform communication roles between project sponsors, the team members, and other members. So ways of working is really mastering the three project management ways. One is a predictive, which is considered to be the traditional way, agile, and hybrid approaches. Hybrid is the best of both worlds of predictive and agile. And you adapt and how you adapt the right approach for the successful outcomes of your project. Power skills is your interpersonal skills, your leadership, your influencing ability, and the empathy you have with for your project team and other colleagues. It's also about effective leadership and interacting with the team members and your stakeholders. And business acumen is about understanding your domain area, your industry trends, and how your organization works so you can effectively deliver the strategic objective of the company. So if we look deeper in predictive or the waterfall method, this is, where your work is sequential. It's in a sequential order. You finish one phase or one stage and go to the next. This is really looking and planning ahead in your planning, execution, and your closure. Agile gives you a lot of flexibility. It's an iterative progress and typically used when client doesn't really know what the outcome they're expecting. And then the hybrid, it's a combination of predictive and agile, balancing a structured planning with some added flexibility. So let's talk about the PMP exam pattern. You have 180 scenario-based questions that you need to answer. It's a combination of your classic multiple choice questions, multiple responses, and your matching and hotspot. You have a total duration of 230 minutes, and you do get to take 2 10-minute breaks. It says it's optional, but I highly recommend that you take it. Now, out of the 180 questions, you're only scored on 175 for your final marking. They always have about 5 questions that they're always testing with a level of difficulty. And no, you will not know what those 5 questions are. So, and the questions don't follow a particular order. They're not going to be all in one domain. They're all mixed. So you really have to understand, figure out what domain and what section of the question is from. So let's look at the percentage of exam questions that come from the process group, which is ways of working. 25% is from predictive, agile is about 10%, and hybrid is about 14%. From the people domain, which is your power skills, you have 21% from predictive, 10% from agile, and 11% from hybrid. In the business acumen section, you have 4% from predictive, 2% from agile, and 2% from hybrid. Many people think it's only 8% of the questions coming from business acumen. Let me not study too much. You need to study this section as well. You need to study it enough because it all starts from here. If you don't understand your company's strategic objectives and how the policies and the politics work within the organization to get your project done, you will not have a easy time completing your project. So it's one of the key integral parts that helps you get your project success. Okay. Let's talk about the application. It's really, it's fairly simple. The hardest part is deciding which projects to take and trying to really use the language that PMI uses to the project management, the project management language that is used. So you need to have a project title. Your supervisor should also be there, and you should also inform your supervisor, your manager, that you're filling out the application. You're giving their name, so in case they get an email or a call from PMI, they are aware of that. Your start and finish date should be there. What kind of approach and methodology have you used on your project? What is your team size, your project budget, and project description in 200 to 500 words? Right? You can fill it out directly through this link on PMI. Now, a certain percentage of people do get audited. It's just a random audit. There's nothing special you can do on your application. It's just a random audit. 20 to 25% of the applications are picked up randomly, and all they want is additional documentation. They will let you know what exactly they want from you, but it's typically going to be copies of your degree or diploma, education certificate, signature from your supervisors or managers, and copies of certificate of your 35 contact hours of education. So it's good to have all of these things together in one place. So in case you're audited, they will let you know. You have the information to give them right away. Right, and after that, they will they will approve your application. So these are the exam fee structure. This is particularly for US, so you need to check for India what it is, but you're going to have a membership fee, and then if you're a member, your certification fee is much lower than non-member. So you don't have to be a member, but we highly recommend, because not only do you get a discount on your exam fee, you also get a whole year's worth, because it's for a year. You get other there's a lot of white papers, there's a lot of webinars, there's a lot on demand, and you can also join your local chapter. We highly recommend that as well. You get to network, you get to meet other people, see what other people are doing. And after your exam, you do need to PMI. PMI's certification are all very active exams. They want to make sure that you are always up to date, current, and relevant to the times. So you do need to renew your certificate every 3 years. And you also need to have 60 PDUs. PDUs stand for Professional Development Units. So how they calculate is that 1 hour of learning is equal to 1 PDU. So over 3 years, you need to have 60 PDUs. You can either study, write papers, speak, train, even you get a certain amount of PDU for being in a project manager role. And then you have to pay, if you're a member, it's a $60 fee for here for the US. So check what it is in India. I'm sure it's a little bit lower over there. And if you're a non-member at this time, after 3 years, it'll be a little bit higher. So those are the certification roadmap. And Upain, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Wonderful. Well, UpBuild, what is UpBuild? So the earlier name used to be Asterix Corporation. We have been serving more than 25 countries. We not only train people, certify people, coach, mentor people, but we also do large deployment consulting. For example, the telecom revolution happened in India. We were the company, we were selected by Airtel, Aircel, MTS, Unidor, Alcatel Lucent. Every single telecom company, we set up PMOs for them. So literally, we must have transformed lives of 25,000 professionals in telecom sector when telecom sector was at the boom. All government agencies literally look at what this thought leader has to say. So Seema, can you roll this video?
Better management of the projects means running down, cutting costs, better efficiency, better delivery of limited resource, because our resources are limited. And Upinder is right when he said having less is a bigger challenge. Having it all is no challenge. Having it less and delivering that goal is the real test of each one of us. In fact, our test of any human being is when you have less and you deliver more. And your training, your congregation, your conference, your coming together is all synergy. It's all about coming together. How do you deliver more when you have less? And that's true definition of perfect project management.
So guys, you see in this picture on the right, there's Dr. Bedi. That's me in my young age, it must be like 25 years back, 26 years, like 25, 26 years back now. When I came to India to establish PMI ecosystem, she was kind enough to come to deliver the keynote speech for the very first event when I requested her, because my office used to be in her. She was actually landlady, and we co-signed a lease together. You know, so it was surprisingly a lot of people asked me, "Where's your office?" I said, "Well, I share with Dr. Kiran Bedi," and so this is how we started the movement actually that led to all this work which we have done. More than 100 PMOs we have set up. We lit the lamp together, PMI CEO and chairman coming to India, and this is what he has to say actually on one PMI event. Actually, PMI CEO Gregory Balesto said, look at what he said. We owe it all to entrepreneurs like Upendra for not only setting the foundation of project management in India, but also of taking initiatives like PMI Con 2005 for advocacy to give back more than what they have gained from their motherland. So it was always this passion, this purpose of giving back. This leads to all these big names you can think of. I was featured in Economic Times. If you see this picture cutting, actually, just in time for Indian companies, led police reform for India, led Varanasi transformation, led the Ayodhya transformation. Here in this picture, if you see, there's a police chief of Karnataka, Shri Kumarji. Then there's STPI DG and Reliance Energy CEO. They all have gone through the programs which we conducted, and we transformed them and their organizations at that given point of time. This is the movie I was talking about, Swadesh, and this is the award actually, which I mean, if you notice all that has been done in the past. Let's play this, roll out this video which Seema was talking about. In 2009, I got this award given by PMI.
And now, the PMI Eric Jeanette Project Management Excellence Award. This award is named after Eric Jeanette, one of the PMI founders who served as president, as chairman, and secretary of PMI in the 70s. He was instrumental to the creation of PMI regional seminars.
The Eric Jeanette Project Management Excellence Award recognizes an individual who makes an outstanding contribution to the project management profession through an act that demonstrates leadership and initiative while advancing project management concepts, practices, and theories. Mr. Upendra Giri has been instrumental in laying down the foundation for project management practices in India. He is the founder and trustee of PMI North India Chapter and the charter member of TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurs. Mr. Giri has served as a trusted mentor for government bodies and public sector organizations, helping them select the right projects and create framework for project management implementation. Many government institutions, such as the National Informatics Center, an organization responsible for total IT support of all governments of India, and the Irrigation Department, attributed their project success to the right project management implementations guided by Mr. Giri.
Our Eric Jeanette Project Management Excellence Award recipient, Upendra Giri.
So Seema, from here, I think you can take it up.
Yeah, so Upendra receiving that award was a very proud moment for us, a accumulation of all the effort and hard work we had done before, and to know that it was really has made such a difference everywhere. What we also do as part of is our giving back to everyone is we have our PM Insight series, which we are now turning it into a podcast. So every month we have a guest speaker. Mostly they're from our community, our students who are leading amazing projects, and they come back and share about their projects, the the ones that they've struggled with, the ones that have failed, how they brought back failed projects, and other industry latest trends that is happening. So what's actually working out in the world in the trenches, a real world experience. So we have that. There's a lot of in YouTube. If you go to our website, we have all of this past events there, so you can also go back and listen. So one of the reasons you want to listen, remember I told you you have to have PDUs. So we do give you PDUs for listening to these the past ones, and you can earn that. Here is a quick word from Ritesh Agarwal. When he had joined us, he was just starting off in his management career, and he wanted a way to really excel and do well and lead projects really well to deliver the results that he was expected to. So here's what he has to say after working with us.
I owe the success of being a decent manager and further into the career to Upender Giri sir, because when I met him, I was on the edge of getting into the managerial line or the track. And he guided me, he mentored me, not just for PMP certification, but even from the practical stuff. What should be your mindset? But how should you operate? His objective was not to get a PMP certification done. His objective was to create a good manager in the IT industry. I have been hearing a small phrase for last 8-10 years worded as customer success. But honestly speaking, I mean it. I have seen it in action during the year 2010 when you guys again helped me to get the PMP certification done. So you guys just don't focus on the certification or the training. You guys just empower the new members of your family to be successful. So that's what I have seen. Our success is your success. That has been your motto for Astrovix and UpBuild. And I can easily vouch for yourself, for Upender Giri sir, and for the entire team that, guys, once you will join here, nothing will be left behind to stop you getting that success. Second thing is you and Upender Giri sir both have this kind of magnetic personality. Once they will beat you, no one can ever forget either of you.
So he's pointed out a really important thing, that your success is our success. And actually, the way we train and teach and the way we do the coaching, certification is a byproduct, but we're more interested in how you really do well in your career after that. So let me share with you our 4-day PMP fast track where you can get your 35 contact hours. What we cover is exactly what PMI has on their exam content outline. We start off with your business environment, which is the business acumen part. Then we go into talking about how you initiate the project, planning the project. This is the longest part on the whole curriculum. By the time we're done with this, you will have your project management plan. Then we go into execution and then monitoring and control and closing the project. We start off by seeing exactly where you are now, which is your baseline exam, and then we also work through case studies, and we have templates we share with you, and we also have end of session Q&A, so you can really build your confidence and your understanding as you go. And then on the last day, we give you a simulation exam and see how far you've advanced from the baseline exam to the fourth day, and build up your confidence, answer any of the questions that you might have. Then, so here's Nathan. He was in one of my workshops this is how he went from vision to reality. He made me work really hard, I have to tell you. He went through the 4-day workshop, and then on each of the questions we were having, the end of the chapter questions and the final exam, he asked me to go over every single question. So imagine 180 questions, we reviewed every single one of them. But that really helped him build the confidence, build the understanding. And right after the 4th day, I think it was the 5th or 6th day, he took the exam and passed it. And that was all the studying he had done in the workshop. You get this beautiful certificate of the 35 contact hours, which you can then submit to PMI. take the exam and get your beautiful certificate that says you are PMI certified. So really, PMI has done their research and said that project managers who are certified that have been getting hired have been getting 33% increase in salary compared to those who don't. So this could really be you. And who is hiring? Practically everyone in the industry. So if you're ready to fast track your PMP certification, if you're serious about accelerating your career, if you're tired of trying to figure it all out by yourself, and if you want expert guidance, accountability, and a clear roadmap, we invite you to join our upcoming PMP Fast Track 4-day program. So let me ask you a question. A poll should be coming up for you. What is holding you back from getting the PMP certification? What is really holding you back? This is the time to really, be open, because if you're not open, we won't be able to help you. So is it lack of time? Is it the difficulty of the exam? Is it fear of failure? We had that earlier. Is it cost concerns? Are you overwhelmed by the content? Or are you not sure about the ROI? So everyone, please fill this out. Let's see where you are. Okay. Okay, so 30% are saying it's a lack of time and you're overwhelmed by the content, which is totally understandable, and cost concerns. Yes. I found that, over the 100,000 people that we have trained and mentored, when people say lack of time, it's really about prioritizing. And there's so much to do, I know, but this is only for a short period of time, right? 8 weeks to 12 weeks, maybe maximum. It's a short amount of time, so you really need to prioritize for that amount and maybe let go of some other things that you can set aside. So it's a family decision, it's your decision and a family decision. What can we put off so we can focus on this? I know when I got my certification, my kids were only 6 and 10 years old, or 8 or 10 years old. And I was running an office and running a household and living in India, trying to understand the culture since I was raised over here. A lot of things were going on. But I prioritized and was able to get that done. Cost concerns, you really have to think of this as an investment, right? It's an investment in you. It's about letting people know with those 3 letters after your name that you are a professional who really knows the global best practices, knows how to lead projects, and knows how to get through the difficult parts of the project as well. And overwhelmed by the content, there's so much out there. Everyone is sharing. There's a lot of free content, there's a lot of paid content. That's why it's really good idea to be part of an organization that has been doing this regularly and knows exactly what you need to study. And also follow PMI's exam content outline. They've put everything there that they are going to test you on. So we have a program with 3 different levels. So if you're the kind of person that really is very disciplined and are already structured, and you don't need a lot of accountability, our on-demand now project is perfect for you. This is a live workshop that has been recorded, and we've put that on demand. And you get the 35 contact hours, and you get 5 simulation exams, and this is available to you for up to a year. Now, we want people to get this done in 12 weeks or less. That's about 90 days, because if you don't get it done, then what's the point, in my opinion? But I know things can happen. That's why we give you uh, up to 1 year, because in a year you really should get this done. So everything else that you see here, eligibility assessment, personalized study plan, PMP application review, live instructor-led training, and group coaching calls and speaking opportunity. That is not part of this. So the next level is launch now. So that includes everything that is on demand, right? Everything on demand, including we'll do an eligibility assessment for you. We'll create a personalized study plan according to how you study, PMP application review, and you'll be part of our live instructor-led training. You will not have the group coaching call or opportunity to speak on our summit or podcast. Now, Transform Now includes everything that is in On Demand and Launch Now, right? Plus, it includes your 5-week group coaching and you get to speak on a podcast or of our upcoming summit. So, depending on how you are. So if you are very structured, on demand now, very disciplined, on demand now. If you want a little bit of hand holding and support and you do better with instructor-led trainings, you launch now is good for you. If you want the complete transformation, Transform Now is good. So I'm going to be sharing the prices with you. That is inclusive of GST. Our regular price for on demand now is only rupees 9,999, sorry. And for launch now, our price for that is 34,999, and for transform now, it's 49,999. Now, because you're at this webinar and you're here, took the time to be here, we like to give webinar special. So for on demand, webinar special this is including GST. It's only 8,999 rupees. For launch now, it is rupees 24,999 rupees. And then for transform now, it's only 34,999. So I'm going to ask our team member to put in the link for the on-demand now. But if you would like to really learn more about Launch Now or Transform Now, we request you to set up a time with us for a certification clarity call. We want to make sure that we are right fit with you and we understand what your goal is and that we are the right people to help you lead you to that particular goal. So with that, we set up a certification call. It can be anywhere from 30 minutes to 60 minutes. And we make sure that we really understand what your goals are and to make sure that both of us, you and I together, you and us, UpBuild together, can achieve that goal at the time that you want to require. So we put in all the things that we possibly can from our end to help you achieve that. The next upcoming workshop is in August. This is from August 18th, 19th, 20th, 21, and then 24, 25, 26, and 27. And 28. And this is 4 hours every single day. So for IST time, it's going to be 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. IST. So you have so depending on the program that you're part of, you will have your exam date set for October 9th. So if you're part of the Launch Now and the Transform Now program, you will have your exam date October 9th. You will have a 90-minute coaching call from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST on 5 Thursdays. That's September 4th, 11th, 18th, 25th, and October 2nd, even though it is Gandhi Jayanti on that day. That's when. So what happens in these coaching calls is that you come with any doubts you have, any questions you have, anything that you need to go over again, and we will go through each one of your questions and concerns. Also, we'll help you with the application support. Make sure it's exactly how PMI needs it, so then it can be approved on the very first day. So I'd just like to share with you with what one of our students, Jerry, did. He was unemployed at the time that uh, he sat in my class. He was every job he was looking for required PMP certification. So finally he said, okay, let me do it. And after 2 weeks after he took the exam, he was able to find a job because he finally had that requirement that people were looking for. Looks like you followed every single one of my advice to the T.
You know, I kind of hesitated a little bit, but then I started like doing my research on YouTube and whatever, and every single thing that they were talking about was exactly what you said. You know, dedicate enough time, you know, make sure that you're studying at least an hour a day, you know, make flashcard practice exams. So I did all of that, incorporated it. Lo and behold, every single thing that they were talking about was exactly what you said. So I did all of that, incorporated it. Lo and behold, I passed. Imagine that.
I love when my students challenge me. It's like, okay, Seema, you're saying this, but I'm going to go and verify everything and come back and say you
Looks
were
like you
right. That's
followed-
my favorite moment. So let me ask you, if cost was not an issue, how soon would you get your PMP certification? So sometimes you make a decision based on cost, but if that was not an issue, would you get it right away or would you still wait? Okay. Yeah. So many would say, are saying that within 30 days, you would take it. Wonderful. Yes, and that's what you want to do, right? You want to, if you know this is the right thing for you, we can also clarify if this is the right certification. Maybe you'll be eligible for the higher certifications. Then that is, you go for it. Everything else works out. I've seen in life, everything else works out. So now you have a decision to make, either to go forward or not to go forward, but don't leave it hanging because nothing else moves forward. No other opportunities comes forward if we're in a limbo, like we're stuck, right? So make a decision, yes or no, and then move forward. So you might be thinking, like we said earlier, I don't have time. It's all about priority and how, creative ways of thinking of how to make it happen. So, there's 3 C's of life I've seen. You have choices, chances, and changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And sometimes I've learned it the hard way. So I invite you to come and schedule your certification clarity call with us. And this is a time we would love to take any questions that you might have that we can answer right now for you. We would love to do that. Let us know. You can unmute yourself. I believe you can unmute yourself and ask us questions now, or you can also write it in the chat.
Can you put the last screen, Seema, because we want to open the floor for the questions, right?
Yep, you can do that. Okay, so while you're putting your questions, let me just say this. The best way to predict the future is to create it. And please stay in touch with us. This is our LinkedIn connections, our email, and our phone numbers. So if you need to connect with us, we would love for you to connect and we can answer any questions that you might have right now. One question I would like to ask from you is, what was one thing that you learned today that has been a key takeaway for you? And what is that action you're going to take next?
So
See.
you could drop the question, or you can unmute yourself, or you can raise your hand. You have various options. We would more than happy, whether it's regarding PMP certification or anything which you have on your mind.
Shamnath is saying, I've worked on projects, but no proper details are available in document format. Is that okay to apply and take it further? Also, I've already completed 35 PDUs. Is that okay to take it further with your fast track course and to take up the exam?
So
Okay.
can I see? I can answer.
Yes, you can. I was going to ask you to answer this.
So imagine you worked for ONGC and you had been there for 35 years. And that happened with us actually. ONGC wanted to train, certify 2,000 employees. And in ONGC, if you join the company, you never look for another job. So your resume is never updated. So you don't have any documentation, right? We had to work backward because of course documentation is to be provided. So to answer your question, all that would be required, but we help you achieve that goal because you have to jog your memory, go back, collect the information, but it is PMI only looks for last 8 years, not beyond that, right? So I think that's not a big deal. You just schedule a clarity call. There's a link already been given. So this link, which is for clarity call, Seema and I, one of them, we will come out on the call and make sure we walk through the process, what it is required and all that. We are here, and that's the reason which we have given you. First is that we train you through our training programs, but those people who need hand holding and transformation, not in their career, but in their life altogether. So those those coaching calls are very, very, very important.
But Upin, he's saying he already has the 35 contact hours. So then, Shamnath, we schedule a call with us because you already have that. We can come up with another program for you that would make more sense where you don't have to sit through the 4 days, but you can still get that extra support that you would need to take the exam.
So in that case, in US, it's very commonly happening. People have taken the 35 contact hours 2 years back, 3 years back, or they took it on sixth version. So sixth version would not necessarily fly very well because 50% of question come on agile and predict agile and hybrid. You need to understand the content. But then there are people who took the class from somewhere, like somebody or other ATP, or you did a self-learning or whatever. You got 35 contact hours going, but you're not confident enough about this whole thing. So then we turn from a trainer to a coach actually, because most of work would be done by you, but we would be making sure that you own it till you get it.
They are same thing with you. So do schedule a clarity call because you are in a similar situation. Yes, there's a lot of material and it is very lengthy. Accountability definitely is required. We can support you on that.
Any other question we may be able to answer to you guys? Cool. So we are at that point of
Now
time.
there's some
Yeah.
more questions coming in. Sure, we'll
Okay.
schedule the call and we'll work with you guys. Wonderful,
Okay.
Shamant. Yes. So any other questions? Any other questions anyone has? We had here, I think, what's his name? Gautam was saying that he has, was it Gautam? Yes, Gautam Kishore. He just passed his PMP yesterday. So that is amazing news. We're so happy to hear that. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Basically, really, all it is about making a decision to take it, right? Move forward with it. I feel sleepy when I start doing.
That,
So yeah,
Tayyib,
that's funny.
Tayyib, you would not believe. Let me share my story. When I got my PMP, it was 99 PMI celebrating 30th year, and I was assigned Y2K project, a large project, and I would work 18 hours a day. And my Seema was pregnant with second baby, and we had the first child who was year and a half old. He wanted to play with me, and we moved from East Coast to West Coast, totally different environment. And we were put in a hotel room, and there were times when I had to study in the bar. But when the bar will get active, then I will go to bathroom to study. Okay. And
He
trust
gave B2B a whole new meaning.
and trust me, if you start reading Pimbok, third page you will fall asleep. Forget about questions. Questions are still interactive. When reading, the book itself is very, very puts you to sleep for sure. So I can
We
relate with you.
Yeah, and we have taught on every single version of PMBOK, and I have to tell you, PMBOK 7 is so beautiful, so easy to read compared to what we had gone through. I mean, for me, I did it on PMBOK version 3, and the first page was so boring, I would fall asleep there.
So the difference is when we teach the classes, we bring the real life to every slide and every single question, which you can relate with your real examples from your own experiences. These projects don't have to be large, complex projects. It's all about understanding the concept, especially with Pimbok 7th version. You need to, you don't have to memorize, you only have to understand and relate with it. When you start relating with your life, then Pimbok and the exams become very, very interesting. So it's the mindset which you have to put behind it. So that's what we master, and we help people sail through these journeys with us.
Yeah. So Ramachandran, I guess you came after we started. Any questions from you? What was your key takeaway today? Nagarjuna, any questions from you? Saurabh, looks like you came after also, after we started. Good to see you here. Any questions from you? And Mohammed Shah Jahan, any questions from you? Or let us know what your takeaway has been. Okay. Well, we don't want to keep you. Yes.
Okay, no question, Seema.
Okay,
Sri Ramchandran.
wonderful. Wonderful. How did you like this today's session? Was it informative? Did it cover everything you needed? Was there anything that we missed?
Actually, my pet is making trouble to me just now.
No issues, no issues. We have by the way, we have a pit ball at our home also.
This is
Yeah,
Batman.
so yeah, get in touch with us if you have any questions even later. You have the links here. Make a
Yeah,
appointment. It's
yeah. Yes.
absolutely free. This is part of our giving back to everyone, making sure that um, as you see, we only put the link for the on-demand one, but we want to make sure that we are a good fit and we can meet your requirements. We don't want to waste anyone's time. We're
Yeah.
That's how we're different. It's not just about enrolling people, everyone in, and then not being able to, not being, we want everyone satisfied and making sure that we can do that. Okay, wonderful, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Have an amazing Saturday. Enjoy your weekend and stay connected with us and follow us and join us on our other upcoming webinars.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
thank
Have
you
a
very
wonderful
much.
weekend. Have a
Thanks. Bye
wonderful.
bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye bye.
Same to you. Bye bye.